Right now we have Kevin Fox.
Thanks. A man sets out to draw the world. As the years go by, he peoples a space with images of provinces, kingdoms, mountains, bays, ships, islands, fishes, rooms, instruments, stars, horses, and individuals. A short time before he dies, he discovers that the patient labyrinth of lines traces the lineaments of his own face. This Borges quote helped frame the concept behind Geographical Imaginations, a monthly radio show exploring how we know what we know about our place here. Broadcast from Radio Fabrik in Salzburg, Austria, Geographical Imaginations is a hybrid of journalism and research, social sciences and the arts. It's located somewhere between the poetic and the critical. It's a platform that makes public a range of ideas and voices. This community radio station supports hundreds of radio makers, people from around the world living in Salzburg who create their own shows. My idea was to take this Borges quote and explore the images, the people, the places, or the everything and nothing that informs and frames the way I, and I think we, see the world. As a geographer, I think everything has a geography. Mountains, bays, ships, islands, and fishes. Location, of course. This is here, that is there. Beyond that, though, is how these are located on our own complex imaginings of the world, the mental maps full of stories and meaning and connections. So PechaKucha has a geography. Sure, it's part of a network of over 1,000 cities. This is a great space for exchange. Think of all the stories shared, the projects and ideas incubated, all of those times that someone, or thousands of someones, stood up here and made public the projects they love. Everyone is a geographer, maybe not, but everyone has the ability to expand their consciousness of space, from the locational to the relational, the awareness of why things are where they are. To be cartographers of the everything and nothing, and maybe identify the lines of their own face. While we ask questions about a wide range of themes, ultimately we revisit the architecture of our thinking and the worlds it can produce. Our imaginations are limited, and we want to see why. Through fieldwork, interviews, and discussions, we seek some deeper understanding and to be better global citizens. During the show's first season, we mapped out the little stories of Salzburg with urban explorers who designed an alternative city guide for those wanting more than just Mozart. We looked at how Winter Olympic sports frame ways of seeing the Alps, and then journeyed as pilgrims in the footsteps of The Sound of Music's Maria. As part of season 2, we considered how walking informs alternative ways of knowing the city. We donned the animal skins and mask of Krampus to better understand this alpine winter tradition from the inside. And we planted the question to Salzburgers, does your city have rhythm? In season 3, we looked at how language shapes the way we think about place. We offered up another way of seeing U.S. America through a long walk along the Appalachian Trail. And we also decoded how honeybees communicate their own mental maps through dance. Just a sample of the topics. But as you can see, I've left Salzburg, but not the radio station. I'm now here in Dar, looking to start the show's 4th season in November, looking to continue to ask questions about our place, and excited to see how this project could work here. I have some ideas. First, where is here? How does Africa enter into my mind? Where does the storehouse of images come from that, when woven together, forms my imagination of this continent? And why do I operate from the scale of Africa? Why not Tanzania or Dar? Why does my imagination try to explain a whole continent? In the image of Africa, Chinua Achebe warned the European about othering the continent, critiquing Joseph Conrad, critiquing many of us really, and how we think about this place, and how it relates to how we think about our so-called home. Literature frames, but also reflects our own thinking. Africa has entered my mind through film: The African Queen, Out of Africa, Hotel Rwanda, The Constant Gardener, The Last King of Scotland. How often does cinematography provide us with the first images we see of the far away? But what about those narratives? Shouldn't they be critiqued? So for 27 days, I've been here on Masaki Peninsula in Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, in East Africa, in Africa. I ask those interested in the world of ideas to join me on this Dar City expedition, this Tanzanian look beyond the map, beyond the representations that circulate abroad. While meaning is very much at the heart of this exploration, I suppose location still is important. I've been living in a place called near General Tire, not able to identify the road by name when negotiating the Bajaji home. If you want to get an Uber there, it doesn't show up on Google Maps, nor does any name for that road. Many ideas for episodes. I also want to produce 6-minute, 17-second segments as part of a voices or sound series. The radio station at Salzburg has slots for such a thing. Sorry, it seems like Europe is still measuring time for Africa, but this is how the station's schedule goes. The monthly episodes are 53 minutes long and are more in-depth investigations. Sometimes poetic, sometimes journalistic, always interested in asking questions. I hope to make some inroads into Dar, explore its symbols and its shadows and perhaps its rhythms. All of the past episodes are archived online on the website. Listen to some. If you're interested, be in touch. If you'd like to collaborate or give some feedback, let me know what you think. Pass on some ideas for shows. On Saturday, I think I'm going to go cover the goat races around the corner, maybe a future episode. Thank you all.